Yay Media Group.
Hello, everybody. Y'all, what's up? What's going on? Welcome to the Real Talk Kim podcast. Y'all, you know this is my favorite month. Like, I love capital L-O-V-E. I love December. I don't know. It's like, I feel like it's festive. Y'all, I am the girl that is listening to Christmas music all the time. Like, I get in that car and I am jingle bells, jingle bells. Like, I love Christmas. I think I love December. Everything December stands for, because y'all know I am sort of like one of those people that for so long I stayed stuck. And so now I just love helping you get unstuck. I love changing things. I was talking to my assistant a while ago, and we were just talking about how when I moved, I got rid of a lot of stuff, and ever so often I find myself wishing I had some of that stuff, and how I find myself sometimes wanting to go back. Like, I've grown into this really grown woman in the last 2 years. I went from just a lot of stuff. Like, I would wear all these different patterns, like 15 patterns at once. Like, I was really a lot. Like, I was really a nice topper of a birthday cake. That's what I look like. And now I've gone into this very polished person. Like, I love classy, you know. I love fitted. Like, I work out really hard. I eat really well. I do every single thing that I've been talking about on these podcasts this month. I just constantly am growing and putting myself in rooms where I'm uncomfortable to grow. But ever so often, I find myself wanting star boots. Ever so often, I find myself wanting to put a pink stripe in my hair. You know, it's like there's still, you know, parts that I'm just like, man. And you know what I want to talk about today? I want to talk about that. I want to talk about it's okay to throw a star boot in there. Like, it's okay to, you know, decide I want to let my hair down. That's what vacations are for in life. Like, we go on vacation sometimes because we need an escape from our life. We hate our life so much we need a vacation. I have built a life that I don't need a vacation from. I literally love my life. I love my home. I love my people. I love my people, which is staff, close friends, family. I love the inner circle, the community that God's blessed me with. I love pastoring Limitless Church here in Atlanta, Georgia. Like, I just love my life. And I am very quick to get rid of things that do not sit well with my spirit. I used to be one of those people that was just like a while ago, even my assistant was asking me a question, and it was about the retreat that all of you need to go sign up for today, the Dream Conference. What? You ain't got your ticket yet? Come alone. It's right here in this place, Limitless Church, 1653 Highway 85 South, Fayetteville, Georgia, 30215, January 16th, 17th, and 18th. Come by yourself if you have to, but get here. So go to realtalkkim.com, slide down my website, just scroll, and you can hit the flyer that tells you about the Dream Conference and get here. But we were talking about the Dream Conference, and she was asking me about something, and I was like, oh, Valerie, and she said, Pastor Kim, no, because we're doing a really big conference in June, like renting a place, like we're taking it like all the way up. I'm not doing anything small in 2025 because we're dreaming. And she said, I said, I distinctly looked at her and I said, this is what you're hired for. Like, I trust you. And because a lot of times the old us comes up, right? We want to go back and get the star boots. We want to go back to that toxic relationship. We want to nurture something that God has really taken away from us. And so I want to title this podcast today, You Can Still Be a Kind Person and Still ... That may be the title. I might change it to something else as I'm flowing through this podcast. But I believe that a lot of times we think that we have to be that person that everyone's gotten accustomed to, right? It's easy to go back to what we've let go of. And I want to talk about that today. I want to talk about how you can still be a kind person. You can still be a great person and still ... Put boundaries up, forgive and let go to a retreat by yourself, eat dinner by yourself, create a better life. Like, gosh, we gonna get into it. So listen, here's what I need y'all to do, all right, before we get into the podcast. I want you to go right now. Can you hear me? I want you to go right now and subscribe wherever you're watching this or listening to this, right? All of you on the treadmill right now, listen to me. Go you! I'm so proud of you. Go subscribe. Push wherever you are, Spotify, Podbean, wherever it is. Push subscribe. I need you to subscribe. And then share this. Share this with somebody. I would be so grateful. Yo, I'm going to tell you something. I got the greatest people on the planet, and I'm so thankful for all of you because you guys, I see when you share it. I see when you say great things about this podcast. And I know one thing about the ministry God's given me, the businesses God's given me, is you will not leave the same way you came in. You stay in my life for a minute, and I will help you get unstuck. I love you. Go get your pen, paper, and I'll be right back after this break. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Listen, I'm Real Talk Kim. If you don't know who I am a pastor of Limitless Church, celebrating my 5-year anniversary this New Year's. So proud because I never thought I would ever be a pastor. And it's actually thriving. It's actually very healthy. Oh, that just is such a blessing. I am an author of 6 books. I've written 6 books. Beautifully Broken, Beautifully Whole, When Your Bad Meets Is Good, Shut Hell Up, and You Gotta Get Up, and Unstuck. And all of these books you can buy on my website, rtkstyle.com. Can you believe? I was honestly like, I just put those 2 books out and they're unbelievable. And you definitely need to go to Real Talk Kim, rtkstyle.com, and purchase all your gifts for Christmas in my store. Yo, I've got the greatest stuff. I've got like all this jewelry and beanies. Anyway, so I am an author. I'm a coach. I'm a mentor. I actually have a group called Masterminds, which you probably need to get into it if you're really needing extra help. It's my one-on-one coaching. You can do it month to month, or you can, stay with me as long as you think you need me to yell at you to get yourself unstuck, help you get unstuck. And I am a podcaster. I do a lot of stuff, y'all. I own several businesses, but I'm here with you today. And I want to get into this podcast. These last few podcasts have been so good. I mean, if you missed them, just wherever you're watching or listening to, just go back up and scroll and download them and listen to them. The first one was 8 people to avoid. Okay. It was so enlightening. And a while ago, in fact, when I was talking to my assistant about the conference, she asked me a question. She said, Valerie, you handle it. I trust you. I'm a flea person. You got to go back and watch and listen or watch that podcast to know what I mean. I just give way too easily. So we're going to get into today. And then last week we just talked about, are you really going to be a party of one for the rest of your life? You got to go listen to it to know what I meant. And then today I want to talk about 12 hard pills to swallow in life. And then when you listen to it, you're like, oh my gosh, I thought I was the only one that felt this way. You're not. You're not the only one. You're not the only one that has walked through this trial that you're walking through. You're not the only one that's walked through death of a loved one. You're not the only one that's walked through divorce Divorces. You're not the only one that's been a single parent. You're not the only one. And it's a very hard pill to swallow, to learn how to co-parent healthy, to learn how to blend families healthy, to learn how to start over from scratch and do better, to break that addiction, whatever it is. So here's number one. I hope you got your Dreamer's Journal. You can get those in my RTK style store too. The Dreamer's Journal. Here's what you need to write for number one. 12 hard pills to swallow. But if you do, you will be so free, living your best life and having a life you don't need a vacation from. Number one, know this. Your comfort zone is killing your dreams. Y'all, wake up in the back of the line. Your comfort zone, your habits, it's killing your dreams. You got to jump. Y'all, we are in December. You've got to jump. You got to get yourself unstuck from the stinking thinking. You got to get yourself unstuck from fear. I don't care. You know what? When I found out, y'all, listen, when I found out that I was, pushing a dude's weight, I remember I went to the doctor and my doctor was like, you're very unhealthy. Now I've been with this doctor forever. And she was like, you need to lose at least 50 pounds. And I'm like, what? I'm big boned. And I remember she came in with a skeleton. Like, who does she think she is? She said, have you ever seen a fat skeleton? And I said, no. She said, you're unhealthy. I need to do something about it. You know what I discovered in that journey? It was so easy to keep wanting to quit because I wasn't seeing progress quickly. I wanted it fast. I wanted it quick. And one thing I learned in that season was in my 40s, and I was walking through, premenopausal. I was just gaining weight by watching other people eat. This is stuff I was telling myself. And I realized I was just comfortable, and my comfort zone was killing my dreams. It's almost like when I lived over it's so funny, y'all, because I'm at the church today doing all these podcasts, and I live in Buckhead now, which is buzzing all the time. I love living in Buckhead. Who knew I'd love living downtown, but I do. And it's an hour drive to our church one way. And I found myself coming. I was like, man, this ain't so bad. Like, it's not a bad drive. And then I get into Fayetteville and I start looking at like all the restaurants. I started looking at like all these places that were my comfort zone. And I remember in 2023, I ended up putting my house up for sale as a joke, really. I was like having this conversation with God, and I was like, if you want me to sell my house and move downtown, single woman, I might add. I'd never lived alone in my entire life until my last divorce 6 years ago. And I'd been living by myself in the same house. And I said, God, if I just felt a stirring. That's how God talks to you, right? God talks to you with a stirring. It's like something you can't shake. It's like a thought. It's like all of a sudden you're going to the gym and you don't know why. You've never gone to the gym forever. Like if anybody ever saw you running, they should run because someone's trying to kidnap you. I mean, it's like all of a sudden you start having a desire to do something that you've never had a desire to do before. That's God. That's God getting you ready for a new season. So I just all of a sudden got this desire to move downtown. And so I said, okay, God, you've got a week to sell my home. And P.S., I want to make $250,000. I set the ridiculous goals because I guess I just expected it wasn't going to happen. And so it was just like, well, if it really is supposed to happen, then this will happen, God. And y'all, within 24 hours, my house sold for $250,000 over. So I lived for 9 years in this house, or 6 years, something like that, in this house free. And I made $250,000 off of it. And that house sold with 11 people bidding. And God just showed my butt, didn't he? And I went and found the dream house that I wanted within 2 days. And that fast my life changed because I made up in my mind to get out of my comfort zone. Yep. And I would never have met my husband if I wouldn't have lived in Buckhead. And I would have never gotten to be with my husband if I wouldn't have 6 months earlier started a challenge with all of y'all called Soar in 24. And I could do anything for 30 days. And I literally dropped all this weight with y'all. I was outside exercising, and it was because God knew he was going to let me meet this gorgeous man named Angelo in a restaurant. And this man was going to be very into his health. And God knew all the things I needed, and he did it. So maybe your comfort zone's what's keeping you from the blessings you're praying for. Number two is no one is coming to save you. Not one single person is coming to save you. Not one single, nobody really cares. Did you know this? What I found out, that people really don't care. Like they're willing to listen to you. Yeah, for a while. They're going to enable you for a while, but people have a propensity to quit caring. Not that they want to, but they've got their own problems. And so I think one of the greatest gifts I gave myself was realizing ain't nobody coming to save me. Nobody's coming to save me. Nobody is going to fix. Well, I'll never forget when I became single. Like, nobody's coming to change that bulb. Like, either you're going to pay somebody or you're going to figure it out. Like, nobody's coming to save you while you're on the side of the road. You're single now when your car's overheating. So you better learn how to change the antifreeze. Like, you can do hard things, Kimberly. Like, nobody's making you heal. Nobody has to sit at your negative party misery table. No, I don't do it. So why would I expect anyone else to do it? Not everybody's going to like me, and that's okay. I mean, these are things that I had to figure out. And this is the list that I have down for myself when I was getting healed. Number one is your comfort zone's killing you. Your old way of thinking's killing you, right? Number two, no one is coming to save you. And really, what are you doing in your free time? Like, are you just laying around Netflix and chilling? Really? You're watching all these documentaries because you don't want to embrace the life that you've created? How are you going to fix it if you won't embrace it? How are you going to change the game of your life if you're not willing to see what needs to be changed? Get your head out of those Netflix series and live, especially this month, because the way you leave 2024 is the way you're going to enter 2025, period. And nobody left behind on my boat. Number three, your excuses are lies. I can't do it until my kids are grown. Lies. I can't ever put my heart back out there because someone's going to hurt me the way all the last 10 have. Lies. I can't do anything fun. I can't make friends because my kids need me. Lies. I can't lose weight because I have this disease. I'm disabled. Lies. All of this is lies. God never, ever lets you walk through anything. The Bible says the rain falls on the just and the unjust. Okay? The rain falls on the just and the unjust, which means every single thing that took you by surprise, God knew it was going to happen. Well, why do you let it happen if he's a good father? Because people have free will. Like, that divorce happened because you married the wrong person. That's what happened. You married the wrong person. You were desperate. Your fallopian tubes were about to dry up and you were going to have a baby. Like, that's why it happened. Like, nobody poured liquor down your throat. It wasn't, yes, your daddy was an alcoholic, your mama was an alcoholic, but you showed up at that liquor store. Like, when you realize that those excuses are all lies and that you got this, baby, the reason you've been fought with this addiction, you've been fought with all these marriages, you've been fought with all this gambling issues, you've been fought with trying to escape your life, is because the enemy knows that you are all that and a bag of chips and more, and he does not want you to see it. He does not. He doesn't want you to see it. He doesn't want you to get to it. He doesn't want you to be it. He does not. He wants you to feel sorry for yourself. He wants you to stay in that toxic relationship. He wants you to keep making up excuses. He wants you to. But those excuses are lies. Yep, you are all that. And you do deserve better. And you do deserve the best. And you have not wasted all those years on that relationship. Because God just showed you what you don't deserve. Those people that betrayed you showed you who not to become. Like, there's never a wasted time, ever. It was all free life college. Here's number 4. You are not entitled to anything. Y'all, these are the things that healed me. Like when I really wrote these out for myself and put these in my journal, and every single time I started feeling sorry for myself, I would put a check by one of it. Like whatever I was feeling that day, I put a check. And then before long, I realized that I had all these lines, like I could play hangman, like all these excuses, and not one single thing had changed in my life. Yeah, you're not entitled to anything. So that anger that you feel over that mom that didn't leave you anything and left your family everything, and you're entitled to it. What you have is exactly where you're supposed to be. What you're staring at, you're not like them. Like God knew you could do it yourself. You know how many years I was so angry because my brother, I felt like, got everything handed to him. You know, my dad didn't really believe in women preachers in the beginning, and my brother got everything. And I was very angry about that. And I literally went out and messed my whole life up, proving a point. Guess what? I hurt nobody but me, being mad. Thank God that I had this list to look at every day and get myself together so that today nobody can take credit for what God's done in my life. This was sweat, tears, getting up, wiping myself off. Giving up wasn't my option. And I took every single season of my life, and instead of complaining about it, I rode the wave. And I made myself indispensable every place I went, every job I had. I made $9 an hour at Belk and $13 an hour at Bloomingdale's and hated it until I realized I'm about to make myself indispensable. I'm about to be able to do every job. When I leave, they gonna miss me. And you know what? Because I did that, I think God honored me because I let my character literally outlive every lie, every stereotype, every label that was put on me. And it was a decision. Why? Because I realized nobody owed me nothing. And I realized my excuses were lies. And I realized that nobody was coming to save me. I realized my comfort zone was killing me. And I realized that failure was necessary. If I wouldn't have had all those failures in my life, I would not be who I am today. I would not be on these podcasts with you. I wouldn't be doing morning prayer calls every morning, Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on all my social pages. There's no way I'd be in Punta Cana drinking a margarita. But I had to face failure. I had to hit rock bottom and find out who the rock was at the bottom, which was Jesus and not people. I had to learn to forgive people that wasn't sorry. Like I had to experience betrayal so that I could be there for other people that are feeling betrayed and stuck. Yeah, failure is necessary. That divorce is necessary. That sickness was necessary, right? I know it hurts. It's called life. And what we do with it changes everything. Then the next one is your feelings aren't facts. Your feelings aren't facts. Feelings lie to you. Feelings are not facts. Get out of your feelings and get into healing. And then hush until you heal. Yeah. Here's another one. Your time is limited. You only get one chance at this life. And you're spending so much of it looking backwards. You need to say, kiss my past. You need to tell yourself, kiss my past self. Because look who I've become. Look who I am today. As long as I ain't dead, God, you ain't done. So past, go back to hell where you belong. I'm not quitting. I'm not throwing in the towel because my time is limited. And you know what, y'all? You serve a God that'll take the time you have left and literally cram every year that you screwed up with bad decisions. You will still fulfill your purpose. That's the kind of God you serve. You're either going to trust him or you're not, right? You're going to either realize that as long as I have a pulse, God has a plan, or you're going to stay stuck and cry in your bed every day. That ain't even your option. Not hanging out with me. Here's another one. You can't control everything. You can't control everything. Really, you can't. The only really thing you can control is when you're a mom and you can control how long your kids play on the Nintendo or the, game system. That's really, you can control you. You can't control when bad things happen. You can't control when someone dings your credit and you paid the bill. Like, you just got to put in the work. You can't control everything. You can't control that man that decided to cheat on you. You can't control that woman that you can't never make happy. You can't control. You can only control your kids until they're 18, right? The only thing you can control is you and how you react to situations. Yep. Here's another one. Your current situation is your own doing. This one is hard. When you look back and you realize my current situation is my own doing. I know you want to fight me right now, but it's the truth. You cannot tell me that when you were dating that man that has cheated on you your whole marriage, that he did not show you 15,000 red flags and you lied to yourself and said you could change him once you got married or had a baby by him. You cannot tell me that woman, you never prayed about her or him. You just decided to marry a Build-A-Bear. That's what you did. And now they showed you their true colors after you wasted 18 years with them. Like, God always shows you red flags. You always see it. You ate all that food that's made you 20,000 pounds overweight. What do I do about it, Kim? You realize that I can change this. I can get outside. I can move. I can forgive myself. I can get up. I can have one of the greatest comeback stories on the planet. My current situation is my own fault. Yep. I chose to love someone that didn't love me, really, because I had daddy issues. Like, I stayed really mad at my husband or my wife for dying on me for 20 years. But I'm taking back everything the devil stole. Do you know Joel 2:25 says that God's going to give you back everything the devil stole? Why am I telling you this so straightforward? Because you need to hear it. Because if you ain't careful, you will allow excuses for the rest of your life to lie to you and you'll never live your best life. How do I know? I did it. But you're not going to do it. You know, when I was coming up out of my hell, I told the devil, you should have messed with me. You should have taken me all the way out because I'm about to pull so many people out of hell and into their greatness because of this. Because I'm going to take every single thing that I did wrong and I'm going to show people how to not do what I did. All right? So I'm going to give you a break because I know you need to go break and potty and probably stretch out your legs because I'm sure I just sat right on your legs, my butt bone going all the way in. But listen, I love you and I want you to live your best life. So we're going to a break and I will be right back. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. I am so excited that, man, this has been tight. I know I'm hitting y'all hard this month. You know, there's a reason why my beautiful husband, he was actually working on the day that we were taping all of our podcast. And I was just like, you know what? I probably need to just sit in their laps because sometimes you just need to be told your current situation is your own doing. You can't quit. You got to get up. Sometimes we just need to be told that we got to forgive, even though we never got that apology. Sometimes we just need to be told it wasn't our 5-finger forehead or our big thick thighs that made him not be faithful. It was just we married the wrong person. Sometimes we just need to be told, you know, just because my ex and I got divorced and he went and married somebody else and gave her the life I wish I had doesn't mean that my life is over. I'm not going to stay stuck on stupid. I'm going to get up and go get a better relationship, better than him. Because anything that walked out of my life, God never, ever, 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 ever lets what I lost be greater. So I want to end with this. Change is uncomfortable, but it's necessary. It's a truth. Change is uncomfortable, but it is so, so necessary. I am a creature of habit. When I tell you that I like the smells I like, my favorite perfume is Baccarat, the red bottle, the gold bottle with the red writing. And I've got all the other scents as well, but that one's still my go-to. And I don't really change from it. No, it is the red label. And then there's a red bottle as well. Got that one too, but I still like the red label. And I got all the Bonds. I got all these perfumes, and it's still my favorite because I like what I like. The men in my life, I like what I like. Angelo was completely out of my comfort zone. I mean, he was totally different, but everything I needed. The best relationship, the best love. But it was because I allowed myself to be open, to get out of I like what I like in men, decided to throw out my little list. And God brought this incredible man that I needed to go to another level in my life. I needed that protection. But I like what I like. I like the same scents and candles. I like the same food. I go to the same restaurant every day. That's the type of person I am. When I get sick of it, I'll quit. Go find me another one, but then I'll wear that one out too. I'm just learning these things about me at 52 years old. And it's okay to rediscover yourself. It's okay to date someone outside of what you're used to dating. It's okay to date someone outside of your race. It's okay to start that business in your 50s, 60s. It's okay to get on a dating app, try it out. It's okay to start that company with your savings. It's okay to go dream and travel the world. It's okay to get you a mentor. Find you somebody that's where you want to go. I was talking to one of my masterminds, and I said, in 2025, one of my goals is to get more structured because I'm very fly by the seat of my pants. I'm very go with the flow. And all my staff know this and go with the flow. But in all these businesses, because I have so many businesses going now with so many people, I can't just do that anymore. And this mastermind said, that's why I chose you to be my coach, was because I was so rigid and so structured that I needed someone that went with the flow. And I thought, isn't that funny how the very things that we think are wrong are the very things that God uses. So this week, I want you to really listen to this podcast again. Go back and listen to all the other podcasts and really be intentional about allowing God to show you the areas inside of yourself that you thought were flaws, but they're really flawsome. Because every single thing I talked about today, some of it was tough to hear, but if you do it, if you just own it, if you just own the pain wasn't my fault, but the healing, it's my responsibility, you will be amazed at what God will do through you. So know this, I love you. I'm praying for you. I'm proud of you. Get in my RTK Inner Circle community. Invest in you. It's $20 a month. Go invest in yourself. It's 60 cents a day. You get devotions every morning. Every other Monday night, I teach on Zoom. Get in one of my master classes. We're about to start a brand new master class in 2025, Thriving in 25. Or become, one of my masterminds. Let's do this. All right. Go Christmas shopping. Go Christmas shopping. Go Christmas shopping. Y'all, we're always at Christmas and I'm so excited. So I want to say Merry Christmas to you. Happy New Year coming up. I love you. It's going to be the best ever for you because you've been doing all these podcasts with me and I've gotten you unstuck. Yep. Because you're pretty awesome and you deserve to live your best life. Make sure you're subscribing. Make sure you're sharing this. Share it right now. Subscribe right now. I love you so much. Go to realtalkkim.com or go to rtkstyle.com to shop in my store for Christmas. I love you and I will see you. realtalkkim.com. I'll see you next week.